Hey, welcome to Friday Night Files, and it's Dogman Teepee Hunting, otherwise Phil Cotwell. If you're listening to this, it'll be on the Interdimensional Voyages podcast. Let's see who we have. I do know we've got Jojo and Jojo, but that was explained. Oh, hi, Tonya. Hello. Yep, Jojo UK. Tonya, Jojo. Okay. All right then. Oh, I'm a bit loud. Hang on, let's turn it down a bit. There. Am I coming through too loud? Let me know anyway in the comments if I'm coming through too loud. How are you guys? Another Friday. Friday. It's Friday. It doesn't really matter to me because I don't work anymore during the week. But I'm saying that on your behalf, you know. I hope it helped. Right. We've got quite a hang on. Right, we've got quite a busy one. Okay, I've got three testimonies. The latest one was sent in absolutely by out of the blue, out of the blue today. Okay, it was on from a TikTok follower who just happened to send me in, and they didn't think anything of it. I just thought, well, because I'm sort of like into the cryptids and Dogman and Bigfoot, they thought they'd send me in this story. And wow, what a story! And it's always the ones which are like really understated, the ones which they, kind of they think, oh, it's just just saw it. Uh, and I was like, "What? Seriously?" Amazing. Really nice lady. But yeah, I was really, really pleased about that. Okay, so I got that one and I've got a couple of others. The couple of others both want to stay anonymous. Okay, all of them want to stay anonymous. But that's cool. It doesn't matter. Um, because it is the content. It is what they send, that is just that's the value. That's the value. Yeah. So okay, we've got 10 people on. Let's have a look. Who have we got in the comments? Oh, we've got Jojo. Hello. Um, Tony Morrison, Jojo, hello. Got Roxanne, hello. She's only downstairs. Hopefully she'll bring me up a cup of tea later. But all she got today, she came home because we got Virgin, okay. Wi-Fi and stuff. And they said to her, look, they're going to send a new hub. So automatically you think, oh, I'm going to send a new hub, that's great. Or maybe the speed will go up and whatnot. But no. It's not the Wi-Fi hub. It's the TV hub, the little thing that goes in the back of the TV so you can start streaming programs through Virgin. Well, we don't need it because we bought a flipping Amazon whatever thing that plugs in and, boom, done. So anyway, yeah, any way they can make money, they do. So yeah, she got angry on the phone. When she gets angry, oh dear. The dogs were taking cover under the sofa. I was upstairs, locked myself in the toilet. Who else we got? Oh, Andy Penn. Hi, Andy. How you doing? Yep. Okay, let's get some of these comments up. Right. I hope you guys are all okay. I'm doing all right. As I say, I should have a couple of witnesses come on as well. One I'm really looking forward to. It should be coming up at 7:30 and 7:45. Now, bear with me, okay? Because it's it's a new thing I'm trying, okay? And I'm doing all this on my own. Got no help, which is fine. It's all right, but having to the comments, the video, the pictures, uh, keeping entertainment going and just keep it rolling. If it gets a bit sticky, bear with me, but we're going to get there. Okay. We'll get there. That's not a problem. Right. Let's have a look. Okay. Right then. Nope. And the original. Then others came in. Okay. Yeah, that's it. Because there is Jojo, and there is another one. Jojo. I hope there is no more. Jojo. Yeah, it is confusing. It is confusing. Um, Right, got any food? Yes, there. I'm just running through these as I get them because I like to keep up with the comments. Yeah, you found it. Hello. Yes, you did. Brilliant. Look, numbers. Yeah. Okay. Hi, Tanya. So, right. So I'm gonna crack on because as far as I know, I've given the links. Okay. So as far as I know, they will be coming on. If they don't, then that's fine. I'll just crack on anyway, because I've got stuff. So, but it'd be nice if they come on. Um, was I gonna say? You'll find volume wise. Oh, great. Thanks, Tonya. Okay. Um, I'm okay. Thanks, George. Oh, also, I've got some video to show. Got some photos and videos, as usual. Yep. Let's have a look. Oh, sorry, Andy. Hi, Phil. Made it tonight, but may have jump out early, awaiting a call. Oh, okay, no problem. That's all right. No, thanks for joining. Anyway, it's really nice that you joined. I appreciate that. Um, let's have a look. Catch up with these. Right, cool. Okay, then. Lovely. All right. So, what I'm going to do first of all, I'm going to crack in to. Do you remember last week? Last week, I was going to read out a testimony, and really nice guy. And this testimony comes from um, when he went away on holiday, okay, to Austria. All right. So I quote, okay, okay. My first, just move that. Okay, sorry. Okay, right. Thank you. Right. Okay, thank you very much. There we go. Thank you, Rox. Lovely. That's it. Yes. Good. Excellent. Okay, cup of tea. Lovely. Right. Okay. I quote, okay, my first experience with a wolfman. The first time I can remember, in captions, happened when I was 4 years old, 1988, somewhere in Austria. My family and I went on a weekend in the mountains. My brother, who is 2 years older than me, and I had one room, and my parents another. That evening, before the wolfman came to visit, I had another visitor. It was something evil. I was in the room alone and I felt a pressure, like the air became more dense and heard hissing sound. I saw a silhouette of a face profile appear in the window. Now, people that find it familiar is because I had the guy on a show and he um, uh, 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 told this story, but his line was so bad that it was just terrible. So I asked him, the silhouette that looked really evil, can you find anything in films, TV, anything else that uh you know um it looks like it that you can show, you know? Um just so that I have a rough idea. And he did, and he showed me this. Okay. That is what he showed me. Right. So pretty scary. And he said, "That's bang on. That's bang on what it looked like." I was like, "You're kidding." He said, "No." So, right, to catch up. So we are up to that he's seeing through the window. Hey, yeah, hi, Kate. Yeah. Let's have a look. Hello. Yeah. Oh, hello, Alan. Big L, how you doing? Glad you could make it. Thank you. Oh, and that short you sent me, the Nephilim one. Good. Yeah. Yeah, very good. I enjoyed that. I enjoyed that. Um, uh, yeah. Just, hey, madam. Hello. How you doing? Uh, yes, I like the young bit. I do like the young bit. It's very nice. Yeah. Yeah. I'll take it where I can take it, to be honest. I don't believe you, but I'll take it where I can take it, you know. Um, evening, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah, okay. I don't know. Boo. Oh, hello. Hello, Rich. How you doing? You all right? Hope you had a good week, mate. You know, hope you're cracking the whip. Work! Work like dogs! Work! Happy days. Not. Um, yeah, let's have a look. Yeah. Lovely guy though. Really nice peg says. My old boss. Yeah. Have a look. Tony Morrison. The horns. I know. Can you imagine seeing that? Can you imagine seeing that? Oh, hello. Yes, Frozo Fox. How you doing? You all right, big N? Good. Right. Okay, I'll carry on. Okay, so that is what he sent me. Right now, um, this is going to be a much better way of doing it because it's such an incredible story and it's clear. That's the way I'm going over it again because it's clear. Last time when we tried to do it, it was a bit, and I'll run through the rest of the comments as I go along. Okay, so patience. I'll get there. All right, promise I will. Right, yeah, and like the air became more dense and heard a strange hissing sound. I saw a silhouette of a face. Yeah, face there. Yeah, um, appear in the window. It was human-like but looked abnormal, and I felt a very negative aura. I froze. I was terrified. I couldn't call out for help, and I couldn't run. So I turned away, just not to look at it. And after some time, the pressure faded away. So I looked back at the window and it was gone. Now, thinking back, what I saw was probably the Krampus, an evil entity from Germany, German folklore that kidnaps small children. Later that night, knocking on the same window, uh, and it woke me up. I got up to see. What I saw was a big, hairy, and dark in colour figure. It was broad shoulders, pointy ears on top of its head. I bet you can't guess what he's talking about. Right, he sent me another little photo because I said the same thing. Can you find anything on the internet, anything anywhere, magazine, doesn't matter what it is, poster, I don't care, anything that looks like it, yeah? Anything that you would say absolutely looks like it, and this is what he sent me. Here we go. Badum. He said, Phil, honestly, that is spot on. That is spot on to what it looks like in the window. And that is, remember, this is after he saw that evil looking Krampus dude. Yeah, so that evil looking Krampus dude went past his window previously, scared the bejeepers out of him. Then this turns up. Quite a night, huh? An evil entity from Germany scared of small children. Later that night, knocking on the window of the shoulder, pointy ears on top of his head, and yellow eyes. The eyes were possibly glowing. Possibly glowing. I'm not sure. All I know is that they were yellow. I was scared, but not as much as with that first entity. I was more shocked. I heard it in my mind, come closer. But I replied, you're scary. I will stay here. She then leaned in and I saw its features better. It had a wolf snout. I could see pupils in the eyes and sharp teeth. It wasn't growling or did anything aggressive. It didn't have a menacing or evil aura like the thing I saw before. It looked like it was smiling at me. Then I started explaining that I can't come outside now. And I even to come to invited it to come tomorrow so we could play. 4-year-old kid, right? Um, because I didn't want to be rude. In the end, I asked it to please stop knocking on the window because it's late and I have to sleep. And I went back to bed and it stopped. The next morning, I told my parents and brother, about it. And sure enough, we found a big canine footprint, yeah, near the window. But we also found a smaller donkey-like print. I forgot about this for a long time, and only recently my memories started to come back. My personal belief is that the wolfman or woman was there to protect me from that evil entity. End quote. That's it. Okay. So what do you make of that, guys? 4-year-old kid, and like a lot of these accounts, it's only afterwards that after some time when that said person is older, do they? I mean, look at that thing. I just look at it. It's like, really? If you kind of like, if I saw that, I'd freak right out. You know, I mean, that's like crazy, isn't it? It's, you know, it's like the flipping having a mother-in-law, man. Or something. Anyway, I've got another. Let's have a look here. Uh, right, got another one. Uh, uh, Crack me up, mate. Yeah, good. I'm here for your pleasure. Yeah, I am here for your pleasure. Yeah. Um. Right. Let's have a look. Um. Hey, Devoy, how you doing? You all right? Uh, O'Neill. I'm just gonna go and see if the guys. Oh, good. Yes, got our guest in. Okay. Okay then. Excellent. Okay. Right. So I'll be bringing him up in a little while. I'll just go run through these. Nope. You are recovering. Hope you're recovering well. I am. I am. Do you know? Funny enough, I had my present boss come round to see me this week. Um, he came to collect the work tablet, you know, um, uh, and lovely guy, really nice guy, you know. And yeah, he said, "Oh, we all miss you, we all miss you and that." And it's nice to be told that, even though it's a lie. But it's nice. I'll go with it. I'll go with it. And yeah, he even give me a hug. Bless him. Yeah, he gave me a hug. We all miss you, Phil. Hope you're back. I gave him a demonstration about my, dragged my poor limp leg up and down the front pathway quite pathetically. I'm getting better. I said, I'm getting better. Look. Um, so yeah, it was nice. That was nice. And a hug afterwards. That was lovely. No issues happen. Um, Yeah, Tonya. Is better. Oh, yeah, I am. I am. I am. Um. Oh, hello, Nick. Yeah. How you doing, mate? You all right? Thank you for joining. Bu- 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 Yeah. Let's have a look. Yeah. What else? So we've got two. Should have two guests. First guest got on is a guy called Matt. Um, I'm not going to say his last name because if you're on Facebook, you'll probably know. If you're on the cryptid pages, you'll probably know. But that's his choice whether or not he wants to let it out. But he is a uh, a skeptic. He's quite honest about it. He's a skeptic about Bigfoot and Dogman, and uh, he's very well educated. Um, you know, uh, so I'm just running through these. Yeah, so it won't be long, and I shall bring him up. I've also got some video footage as well that I want to show. Now, anyone that knows my stuff, I do feature at Ellen's house quite a bit recently. Um, Now I only feature it when there's something to show. Okay, most haunted property. I would hazard the guess to say one of the most haunted domestic homes I've ever come across. I would hazard a guess. Definitely, I would say that. Um, anyway, I had some footage, come over, belt over to me because the camera's triggered. There's about five triggered, but the one which I was most, like, kind of concerned about was the one in the extension part of the building, once again. And, yeah, I can't wait to show you that. You'll be blown away. You'll be blown away. I think it's some of the most, um, conclusive evidence of ghosts come shadow people. Can't be anything else. Can't be anything else. It's just, kind of, just, crazy, absolutely crazy. But yeah, I mean, quite obviously, shadow people, there's no two ways about it. Um, right. Okay. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to get Matt up and, let's see what he has to say. Let's just catch up quickly with these because I did say 7:30. I try and give everyone 15 minutes. I think that's the best way. Yeah. I did say 7:30, but I'll get them up a bit early, you know, to have a word because I think it's going to be quite interesting. Now, you got to help me out because uh, the guy's very clever, and we all have stories of cryptids and stuff, and remember he's a bit of a skeptic. So anything kind of that you can put forward on the comments, Um, right, Andy. Yeah. Well, what it is, there is, yeah, there's people living there, but the people are retired, and they go away from end of October through to April, and they got another place, I think, in Spain. So I kind of do the security for them, if you like. I done a sort of a thing where I supply all the cameras, the lighting, everything. Got cameras outside, got infrared, PIR, detectors, microphones, and we came to a mutual understanding that I can take footage of some of the house, but not all of the house. Even I'll take footage of all the house whatever way, they'd rather not all of the house, the bedrooms and stuff be put onto platforms. Okay. But it did allow me with the extension, which is one of the most busiest places anyway. It's the places where they hear sounds of trumpets or sounds like trumpets, believe it or not, like kind of strangulated chickens. Well, I know weird, whispering, banging, uh, all different kinds of noises. A lot of banging, knocking, a lot of knocking going on. Um, and yeah, so they do live there, but not all year through. So between the months of October and April, I've got free reign. I do record in all the rooms during that time, but it's just I won't release them, not yet. Okay, anyway. So that's the story. And then when they're back, I'm still able to record that one room. It's just the others I have to switch off and take away that way while they're there. Okay, because of privacy. But while they're away, they're quite glad because it's security. Right, 7:27. Let's have a look. Andy Bent, interesting as there was items in the house that was me. Yeah, no, 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 that's right, that's me. Yeah, because I've got a friend that lives relatively nearby, and he goes around just so basically my biggest problem with the cameras up there is cobwebs. So, I ask him to go in, and if you see stuff being moved then, it's him going in and moving it or moving something, because he's, dusting, believe it or not, because sometimes I get cobwebs, and I can't do anything remotely about cobwebs. If a camera sees a cobweb blowing, I've got to do something about it. So luckily, I just ask him, jump in the car, go round, and, he's able to do it. The people that own the house know this, and they're happy. They're fine still. Once again, security for them. Um, so that's good. So that's fine. So if you do see stuff moved, then yes, 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 I know. Yeah, I know that clothes horse are moving around. As I say, because it does. Not paranormal wise. Um, there is another room where you get stuff moving around in. That's called the coin room because coins appear in the room. But that's another story. Right, I'm going to bring the guest on. So yeah, basically, I've got another chap that goes in just to sort of move stuff and rearrange stuff and that that needs doing, because that's the way it is. Right. Okay, I'd like to bring Matt on. Okay, here we go. Hello, Matt.
Hello, nice
Hello.
to be invited on.
Thank you for coming on. I appreciate it. I really do appreciate it. We have chatted before, haven't we?
Yes,
It's just 'cause we haven't really actually done this, sort of had a tete-to-tete, as it were. You got a lot
yeah.
of boxes. You moving out?
Just moving in.
How are you?
Yeah, just moved in.
Oh, cool. All right. Yeah, congratulations on your new home.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah. What was it? What was it you wanted? Have you got anything for the group and the people out there?
Well, I just really I've never had any things that I can't explain or met any cryptids, but I do approach. What I wanted to come and talk about is how I think about cryptids in general.
Okay.
So I'm a scientist, so I reject any idea of the supernatural off bat. So I don't think of interdimensional stuff, which is a meaningless term, by the way. I just consider flesh and blood creatures as these cryptids. And there's a precedent for doing this. The silverback gorilla was considered a cryptid up until the early 20th century, perhaps, or late 19th century. It was considered a cryptid. Then when spotted, and it became part of science. So that's how I view things like Dogman and Bigfoot. So one of the first approach I take for this is population dynamics. So for any population of these creatures, they've got to have viable food source, access to water, large enough breedable population so they don't all mutate and go and become extinct like the woolly mammoth did how many thousands of years ago. So that's how I think about it. And with creatures like Dogman and Bigfoot, they're big creatures, so they're going to make a mark on their environment. So that's also what I think about is what evidence is there of for Dogman, for example, for a large predator in that area that is essentially the same size or bigger as a cow. So that's the one thing. So these are the two things that I think about. Evidence that they've been in the environment, i.e. disturbing things, and two, population dynamics with food, size of population to just have a breedable population, and so forth. I come out so that's what I think about. But I'm skeptical that a country as small as the UK with small forests that somebody's going to notice something in the UK. With the US, which I've been reading most about, they've got forests of hundreds and thousands of acres, almost almost the size of the UK. I think so. It's huge. So from that perspective, I think that it's more likely that Bigfoot and Dogman exist because of the large expanses of wilderness that they can roam in. So that I'm more likely to believe a story from the US about Dogman than a story from the UK about Dogman, because when I think about the UK, I think about the size of the area that they have to roam. I mean, they're not coming into cities, as far as I'm aware. They've they have just the population, the size of the rural areas are
Okay.
I don't think are big enough for a population, and this by population I mean breedable population for Dogman. I am aware that there are some eminent zoologists who accept the existence of Bigfoot. Jane Goodall is one of them. She's a very well-known primatologist. And Richard Attenborough, I think. And I think with that, he says there's lots of evidence for the Himalayan Yeti. So these are people who are far more experienced than I am in zoology, and I'm willing to go with their expertise on this. But then again, there are lots of people who say, "Oh, there's no such thing as Bigfoot." But the idea of Bigfoot is prevalent, and people have published academic papers on the potential existence of Bigfoot. Not so much Dogman, but Bigfoot. So what I would like to see is some DNA traps for Dogman and Bigfoot, and try and do an ERV comparison with some other wolves in history. So ERV means endogenous retrovirus, and these are viruses inserted in the genome at a very precise place. And then when you get speciation, you get two distinct species with this same ERV in exactly the same spot, proving common ancestry. So that's what I would like to see done with some of these Wolfman or Dogman DNA or Bigfoot DNA. Everything's connected through the process of evolution, and I'm just very interested to see, okay, if this really does come from Dogman, let's do this type of analysis to see where Dogman lives in the tree of life, so to speak.
Right. Okay. So basically, your two questions. The first question is, does Dogman exist and Bigfoot exist? That was the first question.
I don't know.
The proof that it exists. Because it all balances. You're because being that it exists. I mean, from a scientific point of view, it's it's one of these things which, to be honest with you, Matt, nobody knows. All we know is that much like with the UAP UFO scenario, it's been experienced. That's all we
Yes.
know. There is
Yeah.
no significant evidence for us to do EVR test anyway. There's no
I understand,
significant
I understand
evidence.
there are some footprints for
Mm,
Bigfoot. So people have taken plaster casts of
yeah.
Bigfoot prints.
Mm,
But this in itself isn't definitive evidence.
mm.
So the only sort of um, real proof now is like photograph or video. But with modern technology, these can be um,
Okay.
these
Matt,
these can be easily faked.
I've got Andy Penn who's sent a message. All right, there's a lot of people out there have sent messages, basically along the same lines that they've seen stuff, and there's plenty of deer about, and
Yeah,
we're
yeah,
overrun.
I saw. So
So Andy Penn said, as a scientist, do you take on board interdimension that any cryptid could jump in and out of, i.e., to feed, scat, etc.?
okay, so
Maybe we are sometimes allowed to view another dimension. This could explain the lack of evidence. What do you think to
okay,
that, Matt?
so um, this is particularly a pet peeve of mine. So let's take the phrase interdimensional. What should it mean? So what is dimension? Well, dimension is the number of linearly independent directions in that space.
Hmm.
Okay, so in the space that we perceive, we have up and down, which is one dimension, backward
Hmm.
and forward, which is another dimension, and left and right, which is another dimension. So it's three. So we live in a three-dimensional space. If you
No,
think
four. We
of
live in four. Four. We
well,
live in four.
well, that's the Newtonian version. But if we think about general
Because we have
relativity,
time. Time is taken as a
uh,
dimension.
we
Einstein.
use time as an extra dimension. So there are four dimensions
Mm,
that we know of. There have been people do work in higher dimensional space. People like in string theorists, they work in 10 and 11 dimensional space. But then they say these other dimensions are very small and wrapped up in a very, very tight bundle in a particular shape called a Calabi-Yau manifold.
mm,
So,
mm,
so that's what dimension is. So, inter means between.
mm.
Okay. So then you say, okay, so what does it interdimensional mean? Literally, it means in between the linearly independent directions, and that
Mm.
just makes no sense from a mathematical point of view. So
No.
when people think of talk to me about interdimensional stuff, that that's my explanation as to why that this is that what they're talking about is
Yeah,
nonsense.
I agree. I do agree with you, Matt. And I think what gets me is when people talk about interdimensional stuff. A lot of this stuff is given to us, and it's like it's labelled interdimensional. But actually, no, that can't happen because, as you say, um, if there was another, just say this universe that we've got, okay, with up, down, left, right, we have depth, and that's it.
Yeah,
We know of our spatial surroundings as being three dimensions. There is a fourth, which is
yeah.
as being time, but um, we won't. I don't think it's right to go down that line just yet. But I'll tell you what. If you come on another time, we'll have a proper interview, Matt, and I think that would work out really well. A good
Okay,
chat, yeah, for an hour or so. That'd be brilliant.
okay,
But I think what it is, if there was another dimension to come into ours, or to even envelop onto ours slightly, it would be too much mass. It would knock out our own linear time and gravity. I think it would readjust everything, being that time and gravity work very closely together. I mean, you get a big body, a heavy body, in space time. Of course, time's going to slow up as it goes around that body. If you get another dimension coming in onto our dimension, then it's going to have an effect like a cue ball hitting a stack of other cue balls. It's just going to scatter everywhere. So what I prefer is extra dimensional, if you like. There is something in that, Matt. There is something in that from the point of view of, you know, an awful lot of cases, and we're talking from all over different continents, where people have said that these things clone out and that they kind of like they disappear, and it's a footprints. You know, they see them, then they stop and they disappear and they're gone. There is something there, Matt. There is something there, but I think you're right. The terminology of some of these things, like dimensional, I don't like dimensional. I don't like that.
But what you're talking about, there is we can. What you said there, thinking about extra dimensions. What does it look like? Well, we can sort of view that by going down to say, imagine if we were zero dimensional. What we could just go left and right, for example. But if we had draw two lines coming in, this would be barriers. Yeah.
Yeah.
But a one-dimensional being could go around those barriers quite easily. And if we go up, say if we were a two-dimensional being, then a three-dimensional being, and if we had a square to contain our movement, a three-dimensional being like a sphere, for example, or just a person, all they would do to go and like appear to disappear is just to step over those lines drawn on the floor.
Yeah.
So that's the idea that you were just you were talking about. And yes, so if these things live in a higher dimension, which I'm not saying that they do, but let's entertain the idea for a second, then yes, that's what you would see. You would see things just perhaps disappear and then appear in random places because the person had an extra dimension, could do this, as I explained with the square. If we lived in a 2D world and people drew a square, and then they would and then the person in the 3 dimension could just step over the lines drawn by this square, and the analogy works for higher dimensions as well.
Okay, Matt, thank you very much. It's 15 minutes. I appreciate that. And listen, I'll DM you, and if you're okay with it, come on and we can have a longer chat. And I think if we do it live, it'll be even better, because I think people out there will be dead chuffed, dead interested to hear, because we don't often get science. You don't get, I mean, just, clever people kind of like, I mean, I'm lost with them, but, I like talking to them, I like, you know what I mean? I find it a challenge. I like it. So if you don't mind, that'd be really cool. If you don't mind, like at some point, maybe this week we can catch up.
Yeah, sure.
Thank you very much, Matt. Everybody, please say thank you to Matt.
Before people go, if I'm currently living in Sheffield, and if there are any cryptid groups in or around Sheffield that would be interested, I'd be interested in talking to them as well.
Cool. Yeah, lovely. All right. Thank you. Thank you very much, Matt. I appreciate that.
Okay.
Take care. Good. Excellent. Right. Now we have let's have a look. What we got here. I did see, funny enough, another guy called Eduardo come on. But as these things happen, because it's live, he was in the back room I said hello to him on a private chat, and I was going to bring him on, but he's now disappeared. I'm not sure where he's gone, but never mind. That's right. He'll probably drop back on. As I say, this is the first week. You have to bear with me. The first week, and I'm doing this on my Todd. Okay, so you have to bear with me. So I'm sort of like just trying to get different people on, like with Matt. He's got a different kind of. It's nothing wrong with it because it's quite good. We need that in this genre that we're in of cryptid and paranormal genre, or cryptid really. We need a stabilizing force like Matt. You know, believe me, I've had my battles with him for going back. Matt will tell you, going back about a year now, maybe a bit longer, year and a half. I've had my verbal battles with him, on Messenger and stuff, because we disagreed about stuff. But there's still a mutual there's still a mutual you know kind of like, even though we kind of like battle about stuff, I've seen it, I know it's real. Oh, good, Eduardo's on. Okay, hello, Eduardo. Sorry to keep you waiting, mate. How are you?
Doing okay. Clicked the wrong button on my phone on the back up. A mistake.
It's okay, no worries, no worries. Thank you for coming on. Whereabouts are you from?
Excuse me?
Whereabouts are you from? Where are you talking from?
Columbia, South Carolina, U.S.
Okay, cool. Brilliant. And you're when you messaged, you said that you were really interested in in learning more, learning about the cryptid side of things, Bigfoot, Sasquatch, Dogman, even. Is
Yes.
that right?
I got into it. I was watching some podcasts on YouTube. This Cryptid, he has some stories. Then he started narrating books, and he has some interesting stories. And there was one with a Dogman type of creature. I started researching on that on the internet. Then I saw these podcasts. I forgot what's his name. Dogman and Paranormal.
Vic
Yeah,
Cundiff,
I
Dogman
think so.
Encounters,
Yeah, I
might
think
be.
so. Yeah.
Yeah, he's a big one. Yeah. Yeah. Have you had an encounter?
No, no, no.
Okay.
I'm a disabled combat veteran, so I can't do what I used to do before. So
No, sure.
I'm mostly home, and
Yeah, sure.
I'm what you call a keyboard researcher or whatever. Just look for
w-
information on the internet. So
well, they're just as needed. They're just as needed. Believe me. Because there's a lot of stuff out there which um, there was. I'll tell you what, right, Eduardo. There was a recent thing that happened over in the States, and it's over in Colorado. And it happened, I think, on the 14th of what are we now? We are yeah, February, I think it was, maybe a bit later. So it wasn't that long ago. And uh in the mountains, this was in Colorado. There's lots of mountains, I know. I think it
hmm
was Mount Blanc, I think Mount Blanc by there. It's by a big ranch which does horses and stuff. Anyway, um uh and a girl was found. There was a girl that was found, and I was just doing a bit of research, have a little look, and I was talking to someone that I knew about it, because they lived not very far away. And I said, I asked them, I said, look, is this right? Because this girl was found, and when they found her, they called in the wildlife, the animal and wildlife group over there. You've got a specialty wildlife animal group which are called in for, if there's wolf or
yeah,
coyote.
there's a phone number that you reach by contacting DNR,
Right.
and
Okay.
they have a phone number on who to contact concerning those type of issues.
Yeah, so police were involved. They called the wildlife DNR people in, because they haven't released the details of the autopsy, but they took the girl away, and evidently the marks and the scratches, but definitely the bite marks, are not consistent with any animal in that region of Colorado. Not any animal at all. And they're at the moment, which is very suspect, they're not releasing the flipping autopsy results. Now I can understand it if they don't release them, maybe because they got to tell the next of kin, obviously, but so keyboard research is really, really important. There's a lot that goes underneath the radar, a lot that goes absolutely, that kind of, and I don't have a lot of time to go on the key. It's only just I came across this because by way of a friend who told me sort of like a little bit about it, and I thought I'd done a bit of research and thought, yes. Yeah, I tell you where it is. Colorado, Castilla in Colorado, a place called Castilla. That's it. So on my Facebook bio page, if people go and have a look at that, I put up a I'll tell you what it was. I'll get it up. Hang on a minute, I'll get it up. Let's have a look. If I can find it. Where is it? Here we go. Let's see if I can share it. I'm going to try this. All right, it's alive. I'm going to try it. Okay, let's have a look. Okay, just
Let me flip my phone sideways so I can see better.
yeah.
On top of them, I'm half blind anyway, so.
No worries, Eduardo. That's okay. No worries. Bear with, brother. Yeah, that public safety alert. Interview dropping soon on YouTube. Dogman Teepee hunting. Can you see that?
Yes.
This person explains the strange day that was. Public safety alert. That's it. Costilla County Sheriff's Office.
Yeah. It's called. It's actually costilla. It means ribs.
Okay. Right. Yeah. So the Colorado Parks and Wildlife are currently investigating a possible animal attack in the Sangre de Cristo ranches that possibly led to the death of one individual. We are awaiting results from El Paso County coroner to determine the actual cause of death. At the time, we are unable to verify what type of animal may be responsible for the attack until further analysis is completed. So, yeah, so that's one of those things where it's like kind of a bit strange, yeah. And that's where it's important that we have these people doing research. When you say keyboard warriors, yeah, it's very important that we have you people on board, because we that sort of stuff out otherwise, but did you hear about that event at all, Eduardo?
Not lately. I was in a group in Facebook, and I guess I made a comment or something, and there was a lot of people talking in, and I was talking to another guy. He's a field researcher, and then when I mentioned that I listened to Dogman and Paranormal, he basically called a guy a crap pot. So I'm like, I asked him, then show me another reputable site. And next thing you know, I'm gone. So I've been looking for more information according to this subject, but it seems to be censored over here.
Really?
Yeah, not too much. There was some other guys I used to listen to, and they stopped. They stopped putting information and they moved to other things. For one reason or another, but they used to be dedicated to it, but something happened that they stopped. So this, I can't find much out there with this subject.
See, that surprises me. I thought the states would be, especially because I mean it's had a long tradition, especially of Sasquatch and
Yeah. There's TV shows. There's a show over here called Expedition Bigfoot, and they cut some footage, DNA. They said that DNA from Sasquatch is very close to human. I figure it's like they said that monkeys, the chimpanzees are 99. I'm not sure. I might be misremember. 99.9% close to human DNA, but this
Uh-huh.
one goes. I would say 99.95% that a DNA,
Okay.
but it has no matches.
Okay. Yeah. Damn. Okay. Right. Can I ask over there at the moment? How this may be a little bit off topic, but you're the best person to sort of ask because you're over there. How is it with are people getting quite frustrated when it comes to your government at the moment in Congress, like kind of which said they'd giving out more information about certain topics, but they're not? Is it getting a bit frustrating?
Yes. The issue with that, from what I read, say if they admit that there is such a creatures or cryptids around in the U.S., you have the logging corporation. They're gonna lose a lot of money because they're not gonna be able to log in those areas because the government's gonna declare an environmental um what to do for rare animals. I can't even think right now. They'll classify as an environmental area, so the companies won't be able to log. So it's basically about money.
Okay,
So
okay.
then the government's not going to bring that to life because there's going to be a lot of companies. There's a lot of money that's not going to be able to flow with
Yeah,
the
sure,
lumber industry and all that stuff. There's very heavy depending on that. Even some loggers that I have met,
Mm.
they say it's like when we go out there, they tell us if you see anything, keep it to yourself. Don't tell anyone.
Do they?
Yes.
Because there's been in the past quite a few accounts where loggers have seen stuff. Because it seems to be that, especially with
Yeah.
Sasquatch,
Yeah.
they
Yeah.
kind of
Some.
like
Yeah.
been
Yeah.
logging.
Some. Yeah. Yeah. But some of the ones that are very dependent on that industry, they are told not to mention anything because they'll classify, the government get in, and next thing you know, the operation gets shut down.
Right. Okay. Damn. And I heard rumors about the Rangers over there. I know I've heard rumors that the Rangers have the same. They're quite guarded. They're very guarded. They know more than they let on. And every now and then you get kind of a wild story come from a ranger out in some
Hmm.
woods, that
Yeah.
where they say, yeah, Sasquatch and Dogman. Yeah, we have. It's a well-known thing. We've seen it. We've seen it. Yeah, it's here. But it's very rare they come and speak out. Very rare. And and they're the same thing. If they come out and speak out, then they're vilified and absolutely by the people they work for. They're threatened and all sorts.
Yep.
And it's not they talk about free speech, and I mean we're same over here really, but
Yeah, it's free
um
speech for certain things, but what different things they're gonna tell you is they either buy you with money
mm,
or they're
mm,
threatening. They're threatening you so you could stay silent. That's
yeah,
that's how it works.
yeah, no, I get it. Yeah, I get it. No, that's right. It's that is really it's really very sad. That's really very
Yeah.
sad because it doesn't help what we try and do, and it doesn't help for people that there's a lot of people out there who are really quite desperate for something to come out, or someone of a bona fide standing within a government and within a government position, you know government
Hmm.
role maybe to say, look, the UFO guys are the same as well. That's what they're waiting for as well. They're
Yeah.
waiting for someone in government to say, yeah, okay, they do exist. They do exist. We do know about them. They do exist. And it's the same with us.
Hmm.
It's so frustrating. But it's also it's frustrating, but also it's keeping this perpetual enigma going. and keeping a bandwagon of this whole thing, like my podcast, it's keeping that going. If it had all come out and everything's out in the open, I wouldn't be doing this, because there'd be no need to do this, because there'd be nothing to discuss, because everyone will know about it. There'd be no conferences, because there'd be no need to have it, because we'd know about aliens, we'd know about Dogman, oh yeah, that's right, but so it keeps the bandwagon going, the Enigma does. And sometimes I think maybe that's why it is the way it is. Maybe it is orchestrated so that we kind of keep things going. I don't know. Maybe it is. I know on my side of things, it's not for money, definitely not. But it is, just purely and simply because of, the interest and for what I've seen, witnessed. But yeah, do you know what? Anytime, reach out, guys, to Eduardo. I'll leave if you leave me your details, if you want, I can put them in the description on this, Eduardo. And I
I
mean, you're more
appreciate
than
it.
welcome. You're more than welcome of any of the groups over here, to join them, because we've got a lot of good material as well, in the UK. We've got a lot of good material, photographs, videos. There's a lot of genuine people over here that have seen it, so it's a worthwhile venture to look up some of the groups up here. And listen, I want to appreciate your time for coming on, and maybe one day
Thank you for having me.
you're welcome. Maybe one day you can come on again. That'd be lovely.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
All right, take care. Bye bye, Wada. Good, excellent. Right, I was going to say, lovely, both really nice guys, and I'm so appreciative that they came on. Because it's nice to get both sides. It's nice to get both sides of the coin there. And we need it. We do need it. We do need it. Right. Okay. So 8:06. I always tend to run over, don't I? I said hour and a half on the show, but always runs over. But I guess you don't mind that. It's like me dribbling on. Right. I've got another. I'm gonna go with the one that was sent to me a little while back. Okay. That wasn't actually. This was sent last week, but the original email was sent a while back. But anyway, it's another testimony. Okay. This one. Can't say the name of the guy. But August 1991 to 1992. In between those years, 13 to 14 years old, approximately. Approximately 11 a.m. Hot, clear sky, Berkshire. All right, Berkshire, UK. I quote: I was staying with a school. I was staying with a school friend after returning from holiday in Spain. We were dropped off at a park for the day by his mother. In the morning, we entered the woods, and I immediately felt sick. The other kid is climbing a tree to sit on the branch. I didn't have the strength to climb the tree due to the feeling sick. Just out of nowhere, you felt sick. I then had a stone thrown at my feet. I turned around to where it came from and picked a stone up to throw back, thinking it was another kid. I could see nothing. I started getting more sick. My rib cage was vibrating, and there was a strange humming noise, which I thought was an aeroplane or a generator in the distance. I am now feeling like passing out, and I turn around and sit on my knees trying to recover. At this stage, I'm getting fearful and thinking I may not survive this. Either I had internal dialogue with myself or mind speak, repeating to turn around and the sickness will go. Turn around and the sickness will go. And a female metallic voice behind me reassuring me. That was a female voice, with metallic voice behind me reassuring me. Turn around and the sickness will go. Okay. Okay. I told the kid in the tree to get down and let's get out of here. He wasn't American. Hang on, and let's get out of here. Something's wrong. I got him out of the woods. When I recovered, then threw a stone back in the direction it came from. There was no reply, and we never saw anyone the whole time we were there. We are now in the field, and I don't want to look back at the woods out of fear of what I may see. I look at my Swiss watch, which was brand new, and it read 11:30, I think. I commented to my friend, "It's only 11:30. We have hours yet until we're picked up. Let's find a shop." He then said, "It's 2:30. We were getting picked up soon." He knew. I knew it can't have been, as we had only been there 10 minutes. My friend was acting strange from my perspective and was oblivious of what happened. I felt like I cheated death, and I was just happy to be out of the woods and forgot about it. Yeah, and just forgot about that moment. It is only 30 years later the memory triggered. I think he had to go to the doctors the next day for blood and urine. Oh, I think he had to go to the doctors the next day for blood and urine. I was sick and went home 350 miles away a day later. We had 3 hours of missing time. My watch never worked again, even with a new battery. I have a memory linking up that event, which may be a false memory, or it may be not. I haven't had hypnotic regression yet, in case it's traumatic. The memory is being taken to a dark place, and an entity with black eyes putting a needle in my eye before I passed out. I googled the park where it happened and found these images. Okay, I'll put those on. It's quite a story. Okay, it's in Berkshire. Sent this image. Boom, 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 boom. You sent this as well. Bigfoot photographs in the Chilterns. Buckinghamshire family plagued by large hairy creatures. So, we know I mean, people know that it's like kind of around that way. It's everywhere, isn't it? Let's face it, it's everywhere. And I think that must have been the forest. And in the corner there to the right hand side, you can see a structure. There was definitely a structure over there. Hey Chris, how you doing? Thank you for joining, mate. Yeah, I know, Sean. It does, doesn't it? Sounds awful, you know. But isn't that alien type? Isn't that like kind of, we come in peace, hop on a table and let's drill you? Or in a manner of speaking. You don't get the wrong idea. You know what I mean? That's sort of, so it's it's just a bit, I don't know. Yeah. So yeah, just that was one account. Now, what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna play you the video. Right. This is the sort of ghosty sort of part of things, so let's have a look. Let's get the ghosty part of things going. Here we go. Right. Okay, now this is in Ellen's house. All right. Now I take the footage, it pings over to me. I've always got timestamps because it's it's using a popular Wi-Fi enabled monitoring system. Yeah. So you know what I mean. So of course it pings like your front door camera does. Okay. So I've got all the timestamps. Right. No. Okay. Let's see if I can't make it a bit bigger. I'll try and get rid of myself. Okay. Right. Okay then. Here we go, and it is quite creepy. This bit is right, okay, a few orbs at the beginning, okay? Okay, right. Let me just get it back a bit. Boom, 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 boom. Okay, right. So, what do you think? Let's have a look. Have you noticed they are all coming up from below? Yes. Yes. Yes, exactly, Tonya. Yeah. Yeah. We kind of spoke about that in a week. Yeah. So yeah, there is a bit there's more to that house. I can't say publicly, but there is more to that house than there's a history to it. Okay, that's why I'll say with confidence that it's one of the most haunted places I've ever seen, domestic places. Um, okay. Oh, hang on, missed it. Right. Okay. Hold on, Jojo. I'll play again. I'll play again because it's not that long, and I'll kind of uh oh, hang on, there we go. Right. Orb. The first few are just orbs. Get an awful lot of them. Very close. left-hand side coming up from that. See? Comes up from the ground. Up, right up past, part through, almost through the chair, and then straight up. Can't play it. Hold on, I'll bring up the comments in a minute. I'll bring up. Bear with. Very defined shadows. Very defined. Very dark. Very inky black. The only thing I've done to the video images, the only thing I've done is use a highlight just to lighten up the background. That's all. Nothing else. Absolutely nothing else. And I've got all the original footage. Back, because that was just a bit. So you've got one coming up from the chair there, going straight up, and then there is another one, which if you look where the table is, it kind of like starts off on the floor below the table, and then comes up through the table and through that window, and that's quite a bigger mass. Comes up through the floor, up through a table. You have to remember that at the time that it's completely dark. The light's on in that room, but there's a reason why there's a light on in that room. It's like a yeah. So let's get that down. Right, yeah. So let's get the comments up and have a look, see what you think of that. Yeah, coming up from the floor. Yeah. From whistleblowers that retrieve these crashed craft, more than once I've heard these crash sites are littered with human and animal body parts. I don't know. Yeah, I know they seem to be. The thing gets me with the UFOs and the aliens is, um, I was talking to someone during the week about this. You never really have a good ride with them, do you? Let's face it. Um, with aliens, you kind of everyone's down with Sasquatch. Everyone's down with Dogman. They're vicious. They're horrible. They're nasty. Don't go near them. But hey ho, look, with aliens, has anyone that's been abducted had a nice trip? Not really, have they? They've been taken on board, prodded, drilled, stuff put under their skin, memory loss, and then trucked out and get on with it. There's a bit of PTSD, sort of like to get on with while you're doing it. You know, it's never really and yet we instantly going out. Where are you? Come down, come down, come down. And meditation. See if we can contact the meditate. Do we really want to? Should we? Should we be doing that? Look at what's happened right from the Barney, no, the hills, the Barney and Bunny Hill episode abduction. Look at every abduction that's happened. Look at every time they've appeared in different guises. They haven't been particularly nice. Haven't been particularly benevolent. Very rarely. The only time you get benevolence is when someone's talking about astral planing and meeting a illuminated entity that has a spacecraft. But physically, I don't really have a good time. Any day of the week. I mean, if you put that up against any Sasquatch or Dogman witness testimony where they've come even anywhere near, they don't drill them. They don't. Sasquatch doesn't, do the things aliens do. Doesn't, it's very rare that you have a bad. Yes, you have trauma from seeing it, probably. It's raw. But that's more the situation you're in. You're scared anyway because you're in a dark forest, and kind of you have that coming up on you like Dogman. Of course, it's gonna be scary, but it's not the same as being on a UFO and being traumatized on the table and going through an operation. And yet we're always too busy. Come on down, join us. Where are you? We're meditating. So it's just, I don't know. I don't know. Couldn't get it. Yeah, the dark shapes are spooky. They are spooky. And they're very well defined, very clear, very, very clear. Second one is definitely a spirit. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. No, kind of, you've got quite a bit of knowledge there, Tonya. So I take it, yeah. Take it your word. I obviously the school's out with me. I honestly don't know. I honestly don't know. I mean, there could be jinn. There could be jinn entity. We don't know. I just don't know. But the only thing I do know is after the shadow being I had encountered, I'm wary of them. I'm wary of them. Yep, elements. First one, not so much. Non-human. Oh, okay. That smaller one on the chair then. All right. Oh, you got a bad feeling as well, did you, Jojo? Yeah, I know. Yeah, I must admit, I did get, when I said about be wary of them, I got a bit of a bad, yeah. I got more of a bad feeling, funny enough, off the smaller one coming up through the chair on the left-hand side, that more defined one, the smaller one going straight up. I got more of a bad feeling off that one than I did the big one. Sean Patterson, agree 100%. I would never wish for alien abduction. Always sounds horrible and false. Indeed it does, sir. Indeed it does. No, thank you. Yep. Yep. After fourth kind, no. Yeah, I know. Yeah, fourth kind and the owls, man. What's the thing going on with the owls and the fourth kind, yeah? Yeah, I know. Good movie and that one. Good movie. Unfortunately, the aliens do I and watch it the other day. Freaky. Yeah, yeah. I haven't seen that for a little while. Might have watched that. Mila Djokovic. Yeah. Mm. Yeah, me too. Definitely, Phil. Yeah. Okay, right now it's 8:30, but I'm going to wrap up with a quick story. I've got to tell you this one because the person that sent it in was only today, and it's one of those that was like kind of a last minute thing, and I read it and I was like, what the honestly? So yeah, and I've got quite a bit of detail on this one, but it's not that long, so don't worry. You can get back to your TV in a bit. Hold on. Okay, right then. I quote. Okay. Okay, I quote. There we go. Right, all right, here we Hi there. To give a bit of background, my partner and I like to go on night drives when the kids can't sleep, and sometimes just to help us unwind a moment, and sometimes just to help us unwind a moment. So I didn't say it the right way. So it was pretty late when we see this. We have done this for a long time and never witnessed anything we couldn't explain. We are from Scotland. We were driving through woodlands and the headlights had caught eyes. Now, I'm going to put up, uh, she sent me a couple of photos. 1 minute. Hold on. She sent me a couple of photos. Right. First one, maps these are. Okay. Right. That's one of the area. And she gave a closer one. This one here. So if you can see where the matcha stones are at the top there on the screen. Let's see if I can't get it full screen for you. No, it's not a lot of help, is it? But it's something. Yeah, I know. It's really good, Dawn. Really good. Right, where the match stones are, I got a road coming down there through the forest. I believe that's the road. What they're going to do, they're going to. I spoke to them today. They're going to go back there. They don't go back at night ever after this event. But they said during the day they'll go back and take some photos of where they saw it. So that'd be cool. When they do, I'll update you. I'll leave that picture up there anyway. Right, where are we? Oh yeah, we had done this for a long time and never witnessed anything we couldn't explain. We are from Scotland. We were driving through woodlands and the headlights had caught eyes, which were bluey white. We actually thought they just looked like eyes and were a sign, like a road sign, because of their height, around 8 foot tall, until it moved. It was thin. It was very thin, sorry, and tall, and stared at us while it walked across the road into the field opposite. Its walk was unbelievably eerie, unworldly. We have never driven back there again. It wasn't human, but humanoid. It walked on 2 feet, so not an animal. It's really hard to explain the way it walked, but it just almost looked like it floated, but we could see it move, its legs and feet. We could see the full silhouette of it and its bluey white eyes. I'm trying to check my maps app to see when we see it, or when we seen it, whereabouts, and when. I used to love going through that area, but it really ruined it for us now. Um, just catch up. We are watching. Oh yeah, right. Okay, that sounds good. We are watching something yesterday around cryptids, and the image that came up was the woodrose, and I thought it was that. So that's why I end up searching on TikTok. They got in contact with me on my TikTok account. Okay, they messaged me on that, not on Facebook or on YouTube. Right. What they saw, the woodrose they saw, uh, was not the one they saw. The one they saw on TikTok. It was shorter than 7 foot. Hence why before it moved, we thought it was it was a dented sign, and the headlights were reflecting the light to make it look like eyes. It stared. Didn't phase. Didn't phase it at all. The headlights didn't. Just walked across the road and into the next field. But then it moved. When we passed the field, I did look into the field and seen absolutely nothing. I assume it went up a tree or just hid behind the tree. I might try to see if we can go there during the daytime if my partner's brave enough. We have been purposely missing this part of the drive. The area is around Finchley, Scotland. A few months ago, this happened. Fintry is spelled Fintry in Scotland, near Glasgow. So, but yeah, that was like a quick, a short but sweet, really, kind of a quick account that came in today, and I thought, do you know what, I've got to just mention that one tonight. I've got to, because that just like threw me. That did. I was like, wow, and had a chat with the person, and um, yeah, very very believable. Yeah. So other than that, it is now 8:34. I'm nearly bang on time, actually, to be honest with you. I'm nearly bang on time, which is great for me. And I appreciate you coming on. As I say, if you want to come on the show, if you're watching this and you want to come on, and there's something you want to say, and you just want to sort of like soapbox it, have your shout out for 15 minutes, fine. That's not a problem. I mean, there's no pressure from me. There's no pressure from people watching or in the comments. We're all in this to just sort of learn more, you know. Um, the video of the shadow entities, I'll put that up on YouTube this evening. Okay, so you can go, pause it, look closely, whatever, leave a comment, let me know what you think. Because sometimes, it's hard, difficult on this, to see, you can get a rough idea, but I'll upload it tonight. And yeah, sort of, if you're watching, like, share, and subscribe if you're on YouTube. It's only a small channel. It really, really helps to know that we're bringing the content. I'm bringing the content that hopefully, you enjoy and watch. And for anyone on Facebook, the same. Just follow us. That's great. I mean, I've got lots of friends anyway on Facebook, and I'm really happy that I have, and I appreciate you all. I really do. And you come back each week, which amazes me. But I appreciate it. I really do. And I shall say good night, and thank you very, very much for. Oh, got some comments here. What am I doing in the comments? Sorry, guys. Okay, right, that one. I'll be waiting for this. Yeah, okay. Don't need that. If they won't go back at night, then I'd say this was a real event for them. Yeah, I know. I know. Oh, see you, Andy. Thank you, mate. For joining us, and thanks for the comments as well. I do appreciate them, because you're a clever bloke. And I appreciate your input when it came to Matt and stuff. Um. Right. Oh, Voxamy, great show tonight, Phil. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Thank you for the tea. Um, uh, our Big L, thank you. Thanks for everyone. Take care. See you all next time. Yeah, next Friday, 7 o'clock every Friday. I'll just do once again a synopsis of the week, what's going on. Boom, 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 boom. It's just a little catch up for an hour and a half. That's all. Absolutely, Scotland is interesting. Yeah, it is. It is interesting. Beautiful place. Love it. Yeah, Jojo, you're welcome. Thank you for turning up and coming and spending the time. I appreciate it. All of you. But that spend your time watching. Dribbling an old thing like me. Oh, hello, Roxy. Tonya says it's lovely. Bye, my friend. Thanks for tonight. It's been real. Take care. Thank you, madam. Look. Thanks, Phil. It's been fantastic. Keep going. Okay. Yeah, I will. I'm going to try and do it every Friday. I'll just, as long as you guys want it, let me know. If you don't want it, let me know and I'll stop it. But I'll try and do like a little synopsis of everything that I sort of come across and go across and that. Good night, everyone, from Roxy, and good night, everyone, and good night from me. Thank you once again. Have yourself a lovely week. I shall see you next Friday, 7 o'clock to 8:30. I've got some new material already for that one. A great video, really good video. This one's totally different. Spheres, not orbs, spheres. Okay. And I've got some other stuff as well. and more testimonies and more witnesses to come on. You know, from the point of view of they're having their 15 minutes. Okay, so I've got some people coming on. So yeah, join me next week. I shall be pleased to see you, and thank you very, very much for your time. I really do appreciate it.
Right. That is that.